every once in a while, I just love getting surprised by the UFC matchmakers, especially when something comes out of left field. You hear about two names linked to each other, and sometimes you just have to go, what? That's how I felt about the fight announcement. Uh, France's Manon Fiorot. Did I do that okay, Father? She's going to welcome Rose Namajunas to Paris and the flyweight division in September. Do you like this booking for Thug Rose? How does this affect the division, Father? It's on you.
Well, it wasn't completely left field for me because I did interview Manon a few months ago, and she mentioned something to do with Rose flyweight. And at that point, I was like, what is she talking about? I had to go back and research. Obviously, I do miss things here and there. And I'm like, when did Rose ever say that? So clearly she knew something that nobody else knew. And here we are. She got the fight that she wanted. It's interesting. It's different. The only issue I have is that now Aaron Blanchfield and Tyler Santos on the other end, who gets the title shot from this, I guess it's who comes out the most impressive. But it's definitely an interesting booking. I mean, Rose, a two-time strawweight champion. She holds 2 wins over the current champion, Zhang Weili, but we were just talking about duds of fights. She had obviously quite a lackluster performance against Carlos Esparza. Interesting that that's the move that she makes because she does hold a bit of power at 115, considering that she holds the 2 wins over Zhang Weili. But yeah, a little bit risky in my opinion, I'm going to say as well, because Manon is ranked number 1. I understand why Manon would want to fight like that. Rose has the name and everything. She is on the cusp of a title shot, and I think beating Rose could give her that, even though Rose is a new entry to the division. But Manon is strong. She's as strong of a 25er as you can get. She's strong. She comes from a judo background, is an active striker. It's a tough fight for Rose. But again, I feel like a lot of people are writing Rose off because it's recency bias, and I saw the reaction when that fight was announced. A lot of people seem to be forgetting what Rose Namajunas has done, the amazing moments she's delivered at 115 pounds. So I think it's going to be an exciting fight. I know Manon is going to bring the fight to her, and we're going to see the best of Rose Namajunas as well. As we see in the clip here, I do think Manon is going to mix in some of that judo background. She's so physically strong. So is Aaron Blanchfield on the other side of the bracket. Tyler Santos showed off her amazing grappling. So the upper echelon of flyweight is looking very good right now. I just think it only wasn't out of left field just because I spoke to Manon a few months ago. Otherwise, yes, it is kind of a random matchup. It's an interesting one. And hey, I mean, Rose beats Manon. Manon is ranked number 1. Title shot could be hers. I mean, she's got the name, former strawweight champion. So interesting addition to flyweight for sure.
Mulata Weingart, he's going to be rooting for Thug Rose. Joseph Boza says, I like the booking. It could turn the division upside. If Rose wins, JD Realty YT says, Rose could show out against Manon. Can't wait to see Rose get back on track. Sky V's and El Daddy says, interesting fight, but seems like Grasso has started a trend at flyweight. All right, next up is Nolan. Nolan, what do you think of the fight booking? How does this affect the division? Do you like this for Thug Rose yourself?
It certainly gives them a number of different options now. Like Faris said, you're essentially going to have what it appears to be kind of an open field of who's the next contender. And it might be a good thing because, let's face it, I mean, if Valentina Shevchenko goes out and she beats Alexa Grasso coming up here, chances are you're probably going to get a trilogy fight, which would extend this whole, storyline even longer for the contenders. But I like the move for Rose. I think it's always nice to shake things up. And my understanding was that they were initially hoping to do Manon Fiorot versus Aaron Blanchfield in Paris, and then they kind of pivoted when Rose finally gave them a direction of which weight class she wanted to be in. So to me, that kind of speaks to a number of different things. But one is the fact that I think that Rose has a lot of weight here. The UFC holds her in high regard. There is something to be said about being a former champion, moving a weight class, and having that sort of name recognition. So to me, coming into this, if you had Blanchfield, Talia Santos, and Manon Fiorot, I would say that Aaron Blanchfield was probably the one that would just need one more to get there. But now when you bring Rose Namajunas into the mix, it doesn't only help her in terms of her name recognition and getting a title shot, but I also think it helps Manon Fiorot as well. Like if she goes out there, beats a former champion in the name in Paris, which the environment's probably going to be electric for her there, I think she's probably going to have the edge on whoever wins Blanchfield versus Santos. So I guess, again, it comes down to the performances and who looks the best in those two fights, which are a week apart. But I love the booking. I think it's a perfect move for Rose Namajunas.
Goes, you know what I need from me. Wrap this up.
All right. Well, look, when you've been doing this as long as Rose Namajunas has at this level, there are no easy fights. Yes, the matchup feels right, but it is very, very dangerous. Manon is a little bit bigger, has a little bit longer reach. she, as Farah said, like she's gonna push that pace from beginning to end. It's gonna have Rose on her heels, so she's gonna have to work on her explosion, her pace. It's probably going to be a really good fight, though. I mean, Manon has some great skins on her wall, and adding a Rose Namajunas to this, it doesn't get any better than that. I'm all in on this matchup.
Goes yielded 30 seconds. Swada, you wanted to weigh in? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say in the comment section, Joseph Boza corrected me. I forgot Valentina losing to Alexa makes her number one. So Manon is number 2 right now. But yeah, she was at one point number 1. But yeah.
Yeah, you know, this is exciting for me. Rose moving up, even though she's got 2 wins over the current strawweight champ, seemed a little bizarre. And then the other day, Tatiana Suarez, who has beaten Grasso, decides to go back to strawweight. And I thought, well, maybe why not ride out flyweight for now and then go back? But she wants it another. She wants to go in another direction. But man, that flyweight division is popping.